We are heading to Lizard Island. We've been stuck in the Cairns River for a couple of weeks now, just refitting, put new windows in, at least 2 new windows. Yeah, I've been to work, we've been shopping, just pretty much getting ready, get everything ready. It's not good to leave the boat for 8 months. No,
we'll touch on that a little bit later on the passage.
Blowing about 20-25 knots from the southeast at the moment, so it's going to be right behind us. A little bit bumpy with the tide, I think, but we've got about, what, 9 hours. So we're just doing a bit of weight distribution, more out of the front, more towards the middle.
Yeah.
Put all the water in the tanks, which is dead center, which is where you want it to be. This a little bit further back, kind of towards the center.
Alright, well, see how we're sitting quite funny at the moment? Every boat in the anchorage is sitting differently. So the full keels, which we've got here on Wanderer, they are going to be sitting with the current, and then the cats are all going to sit with the wind. Good indication that the tide is changing, and that's our time to go.
Alright, let's do it.
Joys of Cairns River is that it's usually really muddy, so...
No, it's a lucky dip.
It is a lucky dip.
We've caught chain.
Absolute
what else did we
dip.
catch? Copper piping. Old mate got a boat. That's
he got a boat, he got the whole...
He was like, can I get a little help here? He had a bow of a boat stuck on his...
A steel and a steel bow as well. It was the whole deck with the hatch hole in the middle, and he'd gone straight in the hatch and picked the whole front up, and it weighed an absolute ton. Oh, I've got smoothie on my face.
No.
Alright, let's see what we've got.
Oh, I'm teaching her well. Alright, I'm gonna... Might have to get you to drive by the looks of it. Okay. So you can see Marcus reversing now because our anchor chain is... we're getting blown over the top of the anchor chain, so the current's holding us that way, and then the wind's blowing us over it, so you see. Getting very messy. We're up! We're up! Clean! Look how, there's like no mud. This is what happens when you film, nothing happens. Every time. Anyway, I gotta clean the anchor. I usually just use the boat hook, poke it off, and then drop the anchor a bit. Okay. Like an Apple store to you, or what? There's equally as impressive catch right behind it, which I can see the mast sticking up here, but that thing is beautiful. It's so big. They put the sails up to get rid of all the engine sound, and then you get they'd be running so many generators all the time, you'd just be like... I don't think that bothers them. Just get the inconvenience of leaning over. Yeah, I would never take one of them because the generator sound. Poo poo. Poo poo, no thanks. You happy we changed the windows? Oh, definitely. Game changer. Look how nice it is. Like a normal window. You can see through it. So we're about to use these because it was nice and sunny when we left Cairns about half an hour ago, and as we've ducked out, this huge squall has appeared. So that's going to be a bit of fun. Welcome back. Welcome back to the ocean. So, yeah. We're running a double reef in the main at the moment, and then we can just fill the heady in. I don't think it's going to be too windy, but we are ready. So I just thought we would catch up because the last episode we did, we were in Townsville, we were hauling out, and now we're just like in Cairns. You're probably thinking, what the hell happened? So, did you get any helicopter?
Is that a crime?
So I just thought that we would maybe back it up a bit and explain what happened. So we were in Townsville. We had just left. We went to the Palm Islands for a bit of R&R from the boat yard, and we weren't filming anything. We had a great time, a few beach fires, shot some trout, and then we went up to Gould and we were about to start filming.
Yeah, we literally dropped anchor. We were about to go. What's wrong with the leg there?
You can see your leg in the shot.
Okay, where's that? Wide lens. Yeah. So we just dropped anchor at Gould and we were about to go kiteboarding. We were waiting for Selkie to catch up, and
I'm never going to kiteboard.
Yeah. And I got a call from my mate Henry. He said, oh, they're looking for a diver down in Airlie on the Taipan helicopter recovery. So we ended up sailing 93 miles to Cairns, and I got in a plane and shot down to Airlie Beach, and yeah, I was involved in that helicopter recovery. 42 metres in the middle of the Whitsunday Channel, tons of current, cool gear. A few months prior to me getting the phone call, an army helicopter unfortunately crashed in the Whitsunday Channel, and 4 airmen were lost, unfortunately. And yeah, we were employed to recover pieces of the helicopter basically for the air crash investigation. So yeah, it was tough conditions, lots of current, deep water. We were doing surface decompression where we would basically skip our decompression stop in the water and then race to the chamber and get pressurized back down on 100% oxygen to yeah, just to basically decompress on the deck while people could continue diving and make use of those really small tide windows.
And that's normal practice.
That's normal, yeah. In those, yeah, in short.
Offshore.
Yeah, offshore
usually.
When you're trying to make the most out of dive time and divers and stuff like that. So yeah, really enjoyable job, challenging, and yeah, it was good to, you know, help put the pieces together for everyone. And yeah, now we're back in Cairns. Just left Cairns actually, but we were refitting the boat, put new windows on, you know, just finishing up.
You left me again with a half-finished boat.
Finishing up on all the jobs that we that piled up over the 8 months that Popao sat in the marina.
We still have a lot to do, so we need to end for end our halyards. I'm a little bit nervous about those today. There's a little bit of chafing on our head sail, but it got to the point where we just need to go, and we just need to get out there and have fun, because we're both going a little bit crazy. We haven't really had much fun. The work to fun ratio is heavily weighted in favour of work. So we are off to the Ribbons. We are chasing doggies once again. Hopefully we have better luck this time. If not, we're happy to just dive, because we know some good spots now. We know how beautiful the reef is there. And yeah, and our friends Selkie are further up the coast, so hopefully we'll have with them shortly. They left us in Cairns. They cracked it because we were doing too much boat work. But we probably need to go and give the sails a bit of attention, because the squall has finally arrived. We've got nice wind now.
We've got
18 knots of wind. Just had 28 knots. Michael timed it perfectly. Where were you, Michael?
fixing stuff downstairs.
Fixing the plumbing. It rains Nelly here. But beautiful sail. So hopefully the next anchorage we have is pretty good. It's a reef anchorage, but has a sand K. Hopefully no one's there, we can pick the mooring up. But if no one's there, then it also makes me think that maybe it's not that good.
I'm skeptical. It's a tiny little reef.
What's our backup if it's
We'll just keep going to Hope Islands.
Yeah.
It's not. Is it much further to Hope?
A few miles.
If we're doing 8 knots.
A couple more hours, but at this speed, shouldn't matter.
Quick, I reckon. Mackay Reef. There's a little sand cay there.
How far are we?
47 miles away.
Okay.
And then if we wanted to go a bit further to Hope, 66. So yeah, an extra like 2.5 hours or something.
We got our money's worth out of them already, so it's just started raining. We just got some head sail in time because
34 knots.
34 knots.
Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing when there's no big swell, right?
That was like almost like Coral Sea.
Yeah.
38. Did we get out there?
Yeah, 38, but we had huge swell with it. Whereas here it's just like, I don't know, it's just chopped now. It is picking up a bit. Checking in, Miguel. What's happening?
Checking in. We are about 17 miles away. Oh, excuse me, 17 miles away from Mackay Reef. It's been quite windy. Up to 34 knots we've seen.
Woo!
Top speed for the day was 14 and a half knots.
That was horrifying.
It was a little bit scary. So we've got double reef main and about 2/3 of a head sail. Cold out, aubergine style as we like to do. We're travelling along nicely. So another 3 hours we should be there. Hopefully it's not too rough in there. We haven't seen any calm water behind any reef yet, so
We haven't been close enough.
we haven't been extremely close, but yeah, it's wind against tide all the way now, so it's a bit steep. A lot of surfing.
Yeah, hence the 14 knots.
14 and a half knots. That's our second highest speed.
Oh, we used to hit that occasionally when we were inexperienced. A lot.
Because we're just so professional at it now.
Yeah. Well, we're a bit more conservative now. It was like we'd been slingshot. I looked out and I've never seen the water moving past Popao so fast. I'm shitting myself.
It's the sound.
Yeah, so loud.
The sound of surfing.
So loud. Yeah, the whole bridge deck is like, whoa. Baby, 11 knots, 12 knots. Absolutely flying. Whoa. We're still doing it. Wow. That's nice when you get little flat patches of water like that. So much quieter out here. Waddling our way north. This gentle waddle when we're going downwind like this. So we had to turn in to get to the reef that we're going to, and it's quite sloppy now, so it's sort of swinging between on the beam and Broad Reach. And I was thinking, wow, that's uncomfortable, but there's a cat going the other way right now and it would be so horrible. I thought it was a mono. Wouldn't be as bad beating into it, but cats were not known for our upwind abilities. So a lot of boats at this time of year are coming down from Indo, and it's been blowing for like 3 weeks now, southeast. And so what we keep finding are a couple of boats that have just cracked it and they've punched south. They're on the way down. But yeah, it's been good. We've got 10 more miles to go until we get to Mackay Reef. Hopefully it's going to be calm enough there to stop for the night. Otherwise we'll keep going to Hope. But it's not ideal because it's going to be
low tide when we get there, so we could pull out, grab a mooring and be like, oh, this is so beautiful and idyllic. And then at high tide it's like, this is the worst idea, I told you it'd be shit. So hoping there's a mooring smack bang behind the sand cave to give us a lot of protection from this swell, because it is meant to blow all night and all day tomorrow. So yeah, we don't get that huge swell here.
That's east swell, 1.5 meters.
Inside the reef?
Outside the reef.
Oh, yeah, so never that bad behind the reef.
Well, I don't know if it's east protected though.
Running the triple screen at the moment, so...
Triple?
Yeah.
There's actually 5 screens there.
Huh? I'm talking about 1, 2, 3.
Ah.
He is worried. So how I navigate in is I'm using this as reference. This is a satellite image, so I can flick through on the AlpenQuest app and see what has the clearest photo. And then I also use Navionics to see if there's any like user added comments like this uncharted bombing or
watch out.
under tide or whatever. So yeah, that's what Navionics is good for, because it does have like those general public comments that you won't get on other apps. And then I'm also got the shaded relief. So looking at this, I think we can sneak up right on the back side of the reef. So I'm trying to point in there as much as possible. And then we'll be nice and calm, we'll turn downwind, we'll furl the head sail in, and then we'll turn around into the wind, drop the main, and then pick up the mooring. Whoa, it is popping warehouse, salty decks.
Thank you, TP32. You're doing God's work.
Just adjusting the pole so he can pick the mooring up. Alright, going in. All good? Oh, this is quite comfortable for the time being. Oh, she's a salty vessel today. Look at those windows. Oh, they were so clean. So we've just picked up a mooring at Mackay Reef and we're listening over the radio, and there's a jet ski who I think he's broken down. He's just drifting. They've been looking for him all day. They finally found him, and they've actually advised him that they're not sure when the VTS guys will be able to rescue him. They don't think it's going to be before dark, so they're telling him to abandon his jet ski and jump on board the yacht because they said they can't tow the jet ski. So yeah, I'm not jealous to be that guy in his position, because that would be a really hard call to make, because let's be honest, I don't think VTS is going to find that jet ski after dark and it's blowing 20 knots. So I guess it's probably going to end up on shore eventually anyway, near Cairns. But yeah, very, very difficult situation to be in, and it just sucks for people like that. And then there's going to be a jet ski bobbing around in the ocean for someone to potentially hit in a very, very busy area of the coast. So anyway, we'll keep you updated if anything happens, but I suspect he's going to jump ship. Attack stats.
We did 55.5 nautical miles. As soon as we came out of Cairns River, we had the tide running out, which was awesome, but then once that Cairns River water stopped, the current was just wind against tide the whole way, so hence why we were surfing a bit. And got our max speed today, 14.5 knots, which is
Wild.
a little bit scary. Average 6.5, which is pretty good. And total trip of 8 hours, 34 minutes and 15 seconds. So we're just here at Mackay Reef on the mooring. Pretty comfy. So
Yeah.
anyway.
So wind over tide for people that are new to the channel.
So wind over tide is when you have the wind going one direction and the current or tide opposing it, and it causes, the friction causes the water to stand up steeply and just like, it's real short, sharp kind of pressure waves, and it's, yeah, the boat's like this the whole time, especially our boat because it's a bit shorter than, so yeah, we fit in between the waves a lot, so we do a lot of hobby horsing up and down like this, and then you get picked up and you surf, and if you overtake the wave in front, you kind of get like another boost. It's kind of like a double bounce on a trampoline. You get 2 or 3 in a row, and that's when you get your 14.5 knots.
And your butt puckering.
Jesse's screaming.
The look on your face said it all.
Yeah, no, I don't scream, but my eyes definitely open up.
It also doesn't help that you have this beast of a boat on the back. For our size boat, we're probably pushing it just a little bit.
Nah, that's fine.
We wouldn't change it. It's worth it, but it definitely is not the most comfortable ride with all the weight we have on board. This is the beautiful sand cay. Michael's little ritual.
Just like to thank the TP32 for its service today. Yeah, it definitely is a game changer. I can't believe we sailed 600 miles by hand.
I really
it
can't.
Sucked so bad. 2 hours shifts just like on the till like this, and we didn't even know how to balance the sails either. So
we'd be fighting.
So we were just fighting this like the weather helm the whole time.
How do you balance the sails, Michael? For someone wondering, going, what do you mean? Why? No wonder it's hard to steer the tiller.
I believe
it's the main.
I believe the main will want to point you into the wind, and the heady will kind of pull you away from the wind. So if you don't have it balanced, you're fighting the rudder because the boat's trying to go one way and the poor water pilot's just going trying to fight the other way. But if you're on the tiller, you can actually feel when it's unbalanced because you should be able to just steer it lightly.
What my highlight of the day was?
Shut up.
I haven't laughed so hard in all my life. So I think we were bringing, I'm just going to shut this. So I think we must have been changing the poles around, and Michael just like Benny heeled it and turned around, walked straight into the head sail, and coat hanged him. But he managed to recover. When he came back, he hit his hat, and the hat just like shot up 2 feet in the air, and then he was like, turned around, couldn't see the hat, and then it came down. And he's stumbling around like this.
It was my good hat too.
Huh?
It was my good like.
He's panicking, but he's stumbling all over the deck. Grabs it, recovers, and carries on. And I just lost it. And he's like, pull it in, pull it in. I was like, grounding the winch in tears, just tears rolling down my face. And then he realised how funny it must have looked, and you lost it. It was so good.
Well, I'm glad you can take pleasure in my misfortune.
And then we hit 14 knots, and I soon wiped the tears. I'm crying. Again, it was so good.
As always, a huge thank you to our current patrons for your ongoing support. It truly means the world to us. And also to those who have grabbed some merch, thanks for repping Popao. And if you'd like to check out our range, head over to sailingpopao.com.